Good morning and welcome to Rose Red Homestead. We are so glad that you are joining us. Right now our thoughts are with many of our viewers who are in areas of the country experiencing severe weather. We're just thinking about you, you're in our prayers, and we just hope all is going well with you, that you're safe, and that any property damage will just be minimal. We had a significant rainstorm last night, and it just made me think of how exponentially worse it is where some of you are living. So our thoughts are with you. We are going to do today something that I've been gearing up for quite a while. We, once in a while, like a bite of something sweet. I don't want a full piece of pie, I don't want a great big wedge of cake, but I just want something that's a couple of bites. And what is really popular on the baking scene right now are these silicone molds that are that came on the market once Starbucks put out their egg bites. And I think that they were called sous vide egg bites. But there are literally hundreds of recipes now on the internet using these molds. And they fit exactly in an Instant Pot or many air fryer drawers. Now with this one I have to kind of bend up a little bit of the edges, and so we'll show you all of that as we get our batter ready to go. Now what we are going to do today is use some of the pumpkin from our food storage. Last year Jim found a fabulous buy on Libby's pumpkin. He picked these up for about $1 a piece, which was really good, and he thought we needed, like, 50 of them, so I have a lot of them. It wasn't 50, but it was quite a few. And we have recently done a video on 7 canned goods that are really good for maintaining a balance with blood sugar. And pumpkin was one of the top ones on the list. And so using pumpkin, because of its nutritional value and also it is packed with fiber, takes a longer time to digest, which holds our blood sugar on an even keel. Now this recipe does call for sugar, but if there are those of you that are watching your sugar content, you can easily replace the sugar in this recipe with a sugar substitute. The recipe will be below the description of the video, and today we're going to have a bake-off between the Instant Pot and the air fryer using this recipe. Now this little set came with 2 molds, but I'm only going to use 1 in each of these. And I've done it before, it turns out just fine, but I should let you know that these are not going to win any beauty contests. In high school, I competed for our local strawberry queen, and I didn't win the beauty contest either. I was one of the runners-up, but I just figured that these are runner-up to the beauty contest of these little pumpkin bites. And you will notice a difference between the two, and we can do a taste test and give you more accurate information when I have them side by side. I have not had them side by side yet, so this will be a first for us. But we have done them in the Instant Pot and we have done them in the air fryer, and both are just delicious. So this recipe is called Pumpkin Muffin Bites. Now I have the dry ingredients already ready in the bowl, and that includes 1.5 cups of flour, 1 cup of sugar, a teaspoon of baking powder, a teaspoon of soda, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And I'm just about to add the pumpkin pie spice. And we started with 2 teaspoons of pumpkin pie spice, but it was difficult to taste the pumpkin taste that we love so much. So I will be upping that to a tablespoon, and when I tried a tablespoon out, it was just right. So we're now going to mix the dry ingredients with this little wire whip, and then to this we will add the wet ingredients and get it mixed up. So the wet ingredients include 3/4 of a cup of pumpkin puree, a 1/2 cup of plain Greek yogurt, and I use full-fat Greek yogurt. You could also use sour cream if that's what you would prefer. This is a 1/2 cup of butter. In our case, this is ghee. and 1 egg. So that is, I think I'll do it with this. That is the extent of the wet ingredient. So we're just going to now mix this together. And I just do it by hand. It's quick and easy to just quickly do it by hand. So here is our batter. It's a very thick dough, thicker than a cake batter would be. There is a mixed opinion about whether or not to spray these silicone cups before you do a lot of these recipes. Some people say that it depends on the quality of the silicone cups. Other people say you don't need to do it at all. Others say always do it. So I usually opt to do it just to be safe. And I fill these pretty full. So I'm just going to bounce these against the counter a little bit to get them air bubbles out, even out the dough, so I can see if anybody needs another little infusion, maybe right here. Okay, so these look a little bit more full than this batch does. So the more full ones I'm going to put in the air fryer because they're not going to be constrained on how high they can get. So let's go ahead and do that. Here is the drawer, and dropping it in, I'm just going to, these have to bend up just a little bit to fit. They fit just perfectly in this, almost perfectly in this air fryer drawer. They fit perfectly in the air fryer drawer out in our trailer. But this works just fine. So this is now ready to go in. I'm going to set it aside. We'll get that in just a minute. Now this one is a little bit of a different story. Because it is going to be going in the Instant Pot, I have a cup of water already in the bottom of the Instant Pot, and so it is going to be steam cooked. The heat is going to be filled with steamy air inside the air pot. And there's going to be a lot of condensation over the top of these unless we prepare against that. So I've tried it both ways, with and without foil. I definitely recommend foil. So I'm just going to make a little foil covering that goes all the way around these, pinch it in place, along the curves here. And then these lids are next to no effect at all, but I'm going to just put the lid on the top and try to hook it around the foil in some of the places. And it's great for when you have to stack another layer on top of this, but really this is just going to help weight the foil down a little bit. And we're going to get this on the tray and lower it down into the Instant Pot. So this is how it fits in the Instant Pot. I'm going to put the lid on. Plug it in. Pressure cook. And it's going to be high pressure cook. Oh, you can see what I did before. It takes 12 minutes. So the last thing I cooked in here was one of these. And then we're going to go ahead and start. So it's 77 degrees inside this pot right now. This is my Instant Pot Max, which I still just absolutely love. I use it for all kinds of things, including safe canning. And it will heat up and get pressurized, and it will pressure cook this for 12 minutes, and then we'll take it out. And we will see what the results are. For the air fryer, meet me over at the other counter and we'll get this one going. Because I have two drawers, I could actually do both batches in the air fryer if I wanted to, but I don't want to. So I'm going to be turning it on, and it's going to go to bake, and it's going to go to 350. And I'm going to cook it for, time is going to go down to 12 No, it's going to go 15 minutes. It was set at 15 minutes. So it should be about 15 minutes of cooking. And again, because we're cooking in an air fryer, the tops can get just a little bit brown. It's counting down now, and we'll come back when both are done and ready to take out, and we will see the results and can compare them, and then we will do a taste test. So I just pulled the drawer out of the air fryer, and I've got my heat gloves on. So let's see if we can get this out. And you may be able to tell that these are a little bit brown on the top, but they're not burned. And so I'm just going to flip them over. and aren't they cute? Just these little pumpkin bites. Now we're going to get the ones out of the Instant Pot. These are easier to pull out because of this little tray, but they're still very hot. And I don't want to steam burn, so I'm going to leave my gloves on for a minute while I pull the foil off.
Yeah, steam burns are treacherous.
And you can see how nicely these turned out. And there we have these. So I'm going to pull my gloves off. And we're going to do a little bit of a taste test. So these are much more compact, for one thing. These were able to rise higher, so they're going to be a little bit lighter. So let's just put this on the plate over here. And it's broken into bites. Do the same thing with one of these. And then I'm going to bring this up to the camera. So you may be able to tell that these are more airy on the inside. These are a little bit more dense. These have expanded higher. But let's give it the taste test. Okay, first air fryer?
Sure.
Okay, that's
that one.
That's these. What do you think?
Taste of the pumpkin is stronger.
Yes.
I like that.
Okay, good. And now these. And I just want a little bite. What do you think?
The air fryer, the taste of the pumpkin is more pronounced in the air fryer.
Is it?
Yeah.
I felt like they tasted almost the same.
Close, but there's a little bit more.
These are more moist.
Yeah.
And a little bit more dense, so there's a little bit of a difference in the texture. But you think the pumpkin is stronger in the air fryer?
In the air fryer.
Okay. Both of them are delicious.
No doubt.
So regardless of which way you may choose, and of course you can always do them in your oven, but heating up an air fryer drawer takes far less energy than heating up a full oven. And both ways are just absolutely great. We've done a double batch of these in the Instant Pot before, and boy, they surely didn't last very long.
No. We gave them to the birds.
No, we did not give them to the birds. What are you talking about? Oh, but we enjoy these very much because they are they're nutritious and they aren't overly sweet. I don't think they're overly sweet at all.
Not.
And so they're just a really nice little bite of sweetness after a meal. And I hope you enjoy the recipe and make it any way you choose. The recipe will once again be below the description of this video, and I will give baking or cooking instructions for both the Instant Pot and for an air fryer. Knowing that air fryers differ a lot, so you may need to adjust the cooking time just a little bit. The heat went off on our air fryer after 15 minutes, the time that we set, and I let it sit in that drawer for about another 5 minutes to ensure that the middles were absolutely done, and they were done. It was about the same amount of time that it took for the Instant Pot to completely finish. And I did a quick release on the Instant Pot. So thank you so much for being with us. Enjoy this recipe, and we will see you very soon for more videos.
And I'm going to have some more.
Okay, enjoy.
I will.
Okay, bye-bye.